everyone, selamat pagi dan selamat kembali ke Fiza O and Girlfriends. Good morning pada semua yang telah pun of course menonton kami live sekarang ni pagi ini. Dan hari ini, hari Jumaat ini, topik saya adalah tentang nasihat memandai-mandai. Dan hari ini of course saya dengan penaja istimewa Fiza O and Girlfriends dengan Azhar Sulaiman. So welcome to Girlfriends Azhar. Azhar sibuk betul. Aku nak secure dari Jumaat ni punyalah susah. Ni I kirakan booking 3 weeks in advance. So macam like, okay Azhar, I need to come on live. Sebab kemarin bila kita adakan segmen iaitu Ask Azhar Anything, ramai yang tanyakan macam-macam soalan pada Azhar Sulaiman. So let's go. Tanyakan di bahagian comment section di Facebook ataupun di live chat di YouTube. So leave me in the comment section kalau ada antara anda yang nak tinggalkan komen-komen. Jadi terima kasih Harul Nizam yang telah pemula tinggalkan komen-komen anda pada pagi ini. So live di YouTube, live chat di YouTube ataupun di Facebook, kita akan jawab segala soalan-soalan anda. So back to the question today ataupun topik pada hari ini, iaitu kalau anda yang ada kawan-kawan memberikan nasihat memandai-mandai. So Azhar, actually semalam I telah pun upload di my YouTube, di my live IG story. Kalau ada antara kita yang ada kawan-kawan yang atau saudara mara ke, kawan-kawan kerja ke, kawan-kawan office ke, yang memberikan nasihat yang paling memandai-mandai. So what is your experience so far? Okay, you want to share first?
Share first lah.
Share first. Dia macam like, Fiza, kau ni kau ni, aku nak kena fikir ni siapa pula aku nak cakap ni kan. So okay, kita akan kongsi antara kiriman-kiriman cerita. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, kiriman-kiriman cerita dari beberapa pengirim-pengirim IG story saya. Yang ni pula nasihat oleh mungkin saudara ke, kawan kerja ke. Saya perasan kan Azhar kan, antara orang yang paling bimbang ataupun paling risau kalau pengantin baru tu belum lagi ada anak, selalunya adalah kawan-kawan office. Ataupun orang-orang yang you tak kenal tau. Oh bukan, tak kenal. You kenal tapi tak rapat. Macam mereka akan berikan nasihat yang you feel a bit uncomfortable. Macam you're talking about something very intimate tau. So yang ini nasihatnya katanya, kau belum ada anak kan? Tak apa, kau pergi ambil anak angkat. Tapi jangan ambil anak dari saudara sendiri. Licik. Ini adalah antara nasihat yang telah pun diterima. Ada lagi, kalau nak dapat anak, dia kasih cara nak dapat anak macam mana ni. Time tidur tu, bawa bantal, letak seluar dalam suami yang dah pun terpakai. And you're like,
okay.
You're like, okay.
Ada dalil lah ni. Mana sos dia ni?
Mana you like, macam mana dia boleh berikan nasihat benda tentang hal rumah tangga Right, it's like, so okay, more stories coming up. Okay, yang ni pula, yang ni adalah nasihat memandai dari kawan kerja yang lain pula. So I was dismissed from a job unfairly. Don't fight them. Kata nasihat yang saya terima tu. They are an organisation. You are just one person. You akan kalah, but I won. So I was very happy for her. Like, yeah.
Itulah. I think okay lah to fight. Sekarang ada social media, you see. I think it's easier.
Is it easier?
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah. I mean, I seen tengok before like Goliath can be brought down because of, social media.
Yeah, actually you're right lah. Then kalau netizens are like behind you and they start like petitioning for you,
correct
kan, and then people start cancelling you. Sekarang ni banyak cancel culture.
Correct.
Cancelling you can be like macam membuat syarikat yang gah tu boleh rasa takut.
They apologize even. Dulu diorang tak pernah apologize, pasal social media ni they will come forward and apologize. I've seen it before, this and that. But provided your story is good lah, pasal ada juga story dia tak berapa bagus, dia kena backlash.
Ya, macam tak ada proof.
Atau maybe dia lebih-lebih atau overreacted or whatever, then kena backlash juga lah.
Even it depends on your life as well. Siapa yang macam rasa ataupun who feels the story is very relevant. So apakah lagi mungkin nasihat memandai yang awak juga pernah lalui, boleh kongsi dengan kita berdua. So WhatsApp tu 8389028 mungkin, ataupun anda boleh emailkan kepada saya kalau awak rasa kurang selesa dengan memang nama ataupun basically alamat email anda adalah rahsia, is completely confidential. Azhar pun takkan tahu apakah alamat you. It's inside my handphone actually. So basically anda boleh emailkan ke alamat hello@fizaoandgirlfriends.com ataupun WhatsAppkan ke 838 90280. Dan kalau anda yang ada sebarang soalan tentang jual beli rumah, nasihat yang paling teruk, yang paling memandai yang pernah awak terima tentang rumah anda, mungkin kalau awak nak beli rumah tapi sepupu awak cakap, kau jangan beli rumah ni, rumah macam gini, kalau kau nak beli nanti kau rugi, nanti kau bankrupt, kau tak tahu. Ataupun ada yang mungkin Zara katakan, kau dah bankrupt, kau takkan beli rumah punya, kau mau sewa je lah semua hidup kau kan. So pelbagai nasihat-nasihat yang kita mungkin ambil secara serius dari orang yang not trained for it, kan, orang yang tak belajar pun tentang real estate. So hari ini kita nak tanya kepada Azhar, ask Azhar anything. Ni kirakan agents triple A kita, ask Azhar anything. Untuk ask Azhar anything. Ini kirakan I patent tau, Fiza O Girlfriends tau. Ask Azhar anything, anda boleh tanyakan pada Azhar apa pun jua pagi ini. So WhatsApp sahaja. Terima kasih Eddie Hart, so sweet of you. Kata anda, Fiza, a small token for your teh tarik this morning. Terima kasih, thank you so much. Ada yang katakan dengan saya pada hari ini, Fiza, bulan ini adalah bulan mental awareness. Yes it is. Wishing everyone to stay healthy minded. Depression is real. Dan depression adalah topik yang semakin kerap diadakan, yang mungkin ada katakan it's trending, sebagainya. Tapi sebenarnya saya rasa lebih ramai yang nak normalize this conversation tentang mental health. Sebab orang bila cakap pasal mental health, dia orang ingat ni confirm kes surat hijau, orang gila sebagainya. Tapi actually every one of us ada times that we feel anxiety, kita feel anxious, kita rasa depressed, yang kita sendiri tak sebenarnya sedar. We have that certain points of our life kan, yang kita rasa macam, and I think when you are dibelenggu dengan masalah tu, you actually don't realize it.
Don't realize and don't admit it, Ada orang macam, kau kadang-kadang kawan cakap, you ada this problem. Taklah,
aku okay.
Okay, but they do not know they are like suffering inside.
Yeah.
If only it's easier to check mental health, like macam kita doktor yang senang,
swab.
Ubat, swab.
Swab test. Swab test, okay, you have it.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a very tough topic actually. I don't know about this, but even anger management tau, it's something that you don't realize. Orang sekeliling you semua akan rasa, and you don't realize the anger management
don't
thing.
Realize and don't admit it.
Yeah. Macam no, mana aku marah. Aku okay. So let us know your stories dalam mungkin nasihat yang paling mana-mana yang anda pernah terima sejauh ini. Let us know, dan WhatsApp ke 838-90280. Saya ada terima kiriman cerita dari seorang menghantarkan saya kiriman email anda ke alamat hello@fizaoandgirlfriends.com. So I'll be back dengan cerita yang pertama pada hari ini, tentang nasihat yang mana-mana yang beliau terima. Sampaikan dia telah pun terpaksa untuk took a bad deal after her divorce. So kita akan tanya kepada Azhar selepas ini saja. Ya, kalau mereka yang mungkin diambang penceraian, ya, nak jual ke, nak beli rumah ke, nak jual rumah ke, rumah baru ke, take over rumah ke, macam Azhar kan. Sebab ada pengirim ni, namanya Ayu, bukan nama sebenar. Dia hantarkan kiriman email kepada saya dan katanya, did I take a bad deal, iaitu untuk take over my husband's shares of the house. So kita akan tanya kepada Azhar apakah pendapat Azhar selepas ini sahaja, dalam Ask Azhar Anything. Jadi WhatsApp, email ke Fiza O and Girlfriends. Kita kembali selepas ini.
Fiza O and Girlfriends. Fiza O and Girlfriends. Ikut gaya cara baru to the top, no less. Alam baru, channel baru. Fiza O and Girlfriends. 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 Ikut gaya cara baru to the top, no less. Alam baru, channel baru. Fiza O and Girlfriends.
Fiza O and Girlfriends. So Azhar, you ready untuk kiriman cerita yang pertama dalam Fiza O and Girlfriends? Ini adalah kiriman email dari seorang yang saya akan tukarkan namanya pada Lily, which is a very generic name yang saya akan tukarkan. So katanya, salam Kak Fiza O, please just call me Lily, dan saya ada cerita yang saya nak kongsi dengan Kak Fiza dalam Fiza O and Girlfriends. Saya berniat untuk mengaibkan sesiapa, bekas pasangan ataupun keluarganya sekali. Tapi saya rasa ramai yang mungkin menonton live Fiza O and Girlfriends yang mungkin senasib dengan saya. Saya harapkan kisah saya ini dapat memberikan sedikit pelajaran untuk diri saya sebab saya nak tahu what is the right thing to do for myself, dan juga mungkin akan memberikan pengajaran pada mereka yang senasib dengan saya dan tak tahu apa untuk saya lakukan. So basically I got married very very young. I bernikah dengan suami I ketika I berusia 23 tahun dan suami I waktu tu berusia hanya 28 tahun. So we are 5 years apart. Jadi waktu itu saya ada sedikit CPF dan suami saya punya CPF yang lebih lagi kuat dari saya. Dan husband I ni pula merupakan the only boy in his family. So dialah anak yang paling manja dalam keluarga. Mak dia lah yang paling mengharapkan dia sangat. So I can imagine mak dia rasa sedih dan kecewa anak lelakinya berkahwin berusia 28 tahun. And I think the mother wasn't very happy when my husband decided to get married to me at that point of time. So I thought okay lah, ini mungkin adalah perasaan dan juga the phase will pass by really soon lepas kita dah berumah tangga. Well, apparently it didn't. Lepas saya berkahwin dengan suami saya, mak dia semakin nak macam compete with him for attention. Dan saya mungkin kalau dulu saya okey dengan mak mertua saya, sekarang ni lepas dah berumah tangga saya makin meluat dengan perangai mak mertua saya. You feel macam anxious saya dengar ni
Boleh rasa.
Saya boleh rasa saya makin meluat dengan perangai mak mertua saya. You imagine lah Fiza, bila saya baru melahirkan saja anak pertama kita berdua, mak mertua saya ni dia akan muncul di rumah saya pada waktu-waktu yang tak diundang atau waktu-waktu yang kami tak tahu dia akan muncul di depan rumah kita berdua. So that was the start. Saya rasa saya dah mula untuk tak suka dengan dia. So she will appear as early as waktu subuh di rumah saya, dan on certain days dia akan suruh suami saya, dia akan cakap dengan suami saya yang dia nak semalaman di rumah saya. And you must remember Fiza, rumah kita ni bukan besar, rumah kita is rumah 4 bilik, which is okay, tapi I just feel that she is invading into my personal life. Dan bukan tu sahaja, cara saya membesarkan anak saya, cara saya sembuh aku kejap. Sampai ke cara saya gunakan pampers ataupun lampion untuk anak saya pun, dia tidak akan setuju cara pemakaian saya untuk anak saya. Dan bila saya katakan dengan dia yang saya tak nak gunakan bedak untuk anak saya, dia makin berdegil sampaikan dia beli bedak dia sendiri, botol yang besar, dan gunakan pada anak saya. So things like that was a bad time for both me and my child, I feel, sebab I think that was the start of my postnatal depression. That was when the nightmare began antara I dan juga suami I. So my husband sees it as saya ni mengada-ngada sebab mak dia dah brainwash dia, cakap yang saya ni kau ingat bini kau ni belajar kat university, degree holder, banyak punya pandai. Saya dengar dia komplain pada suami saya tentang saya. So basically that was the start of my husband dah mula untuk ada this very negative thing about me, yang saya ni angkuh dan sombong, tak nak dengar kata orang tua dan tak nak dengar kata suami. Because suami saya pun kata dengan saya, give my mom a chance. And I did Fiza in the beginning of our relationship. Bila kita mula-mula berumah tangga, sehinggalah dia mula untuk nak masuk campur perhubungan saya dan juga suami. So to cut things short, after 5 years of marriage, I found out that he was cheating on me. So saya rasa after I found out he was cheating on me, it was just too much for me to handle. Bagi saya, I have bad parents-in-law. My husband is acting that way, and I just have had enough. I think I want to protect my mental health and my kid as well. So kata Lily, and so I was talking to my girlfriend, and she said this. Dia kata dengan I, if you are getting a divorce, make sure you get the house and not your husband. And not your husband. And so right now we are in the midst of getting a divorce, and I am taking over the house. But bila I fikirkan balik, I don't know whether I can afford a 4-room flat by myself. So what is your advice? So I simpan cerita ni khas untuk hari ni. Rambut aku bersirap. So this is something that Lily shared with me, I think about a couple of weeks ago, and I kept it for 2 days. Sebab tahu hari ni I akan ada Azhar, Sulaiman dengan I untuk dapat jawab soalan oleh mereka yang diambang perceraian dan mungkin dah nak cerai ni sekarang ni. So mereka tak tahu, is it a better deal untuk take over the house atau sell, because kalau you tanya agent, so if the husband agent, dia pun ada agent, so if the agent says this and the agent says that, lawyer says this, lawyer says that, so it's a this and that thing. So what do you think, Azhar, as someone yang betul-betul di luar this circle of relationship?
Okay, ada a few questions that I need to know first before I can advise accordingly lah. Number one, whether rumah tu rumah BTO ke tak. Kenapa this question is important? Pasal kalau let's say dia beli direct daripada HDB, so kalau dia take over, means in the future nanti dia akan untung serang-serang, dia akan untung everything. So shock lah kan. But kalau you of course kalau you jual to open, then you share the sales proceed lah. Okay. Tapi kalau dia rumah resale and tengok dia punya perkiraan, kalau let's say it's a negative sale, then don't take over. Maknanya kalau you take over that negative sale punya transaction, maknanya you akan rugi sorang-sorang. You get what I mean? So might as well rugi sama-sama, jual, then rugi sama-sama, then start afresh on the next one. So it really depends on that. That is the first question, BTO ke resale. The next question is important juga, whether boleh beli tak the next house. Nanti you jual or whatever, sekali tak boleh beli, then no point lah. So kadang-kadang bukan pasal rugi atau untung, whether you boleh jual, boleh beli ke tak. Kalau tak boleh beli, then you take over lah. You rugi pun rugi lah, but at least you ada rumah. You know, that kind of thing. So these two important question that need to be addressed dulu, or answered dulu, baru can move the next step lah.
I see. Yeah, it's also her earning power.
Correct lah. So pasal ada orang macam, dah jual tapi tak boleh beli, and problems
Yeah, that also her earning power, macam mana dia boleh mampu ke tidak untuk beli rumah baru kan.
Correct.
So if she cannot mampu, okay, so if dia tak boleh, let's say gaji dia as a graduate sekarang ni, as a graduate everything else, if dia punya gaji tak sebesar suami dia, would you think it's better for her to take over the house?
It depends. Pasal kadang-kadang gaji tak besar, kadang CPF banyak. That kind of thing. So it really, like I say lah, nak tahu whether dia boleh beli rumah ke tak. Kalau tak boleh beli, then take over.
Boleh ke orang gaji tak besar tapi CPF banyak?
Boleh, mana tahu sebelum tu dia gaji besar, then maybe dah anak dia ambil gaji kecil, dah relax or part time or whatever.
So it depends on the gaji and the duit CPF juga.
Correct.
Banyak benda tu nak kena titik beratkan So correct. Why not, Lily, if you're watching us live right now, please ask Azhar anything. You can, of course, WhatsApp Azhar. It's better to WhatsApp dia sebab kadang-kadang ni saya sendiri, for me myself, if I feel a certain way, macam I rasa dibebani oleh masalah sebagainya, I don't really want to talk on the phone. I prefer to text.
Correct.
It depends also.
It depends juga. Dia tak nak
it depends also. Sebab kadang-kadang kalau you just want to get things done away and done with kan, you just want to give a call, long call, okay, I'm done.
But the downside with that is you akan lupa. I can guarantee you whatever I tell you, lagi 3 hari you lupa dah 20%.
The process of it macam you akan cakap, okay, usually you tell clients, okay, first dapatkan yang ni, your CPF ni, kan your HDB punya apa loan, everything else, the 10 things to get.
Correct. Then the process to buat and all that, the transaction ke apa, then lepas tu
lupa
dah
on the phone.
On the phone.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean up to you. Ada orang call, bilang dulu, luahkan perasaan dulu, then the message
so
pun
can
boleh.
lah. So okay
Kadang-kadang
you just need, this is a weird thing kadang-kadang you, orang yang akan luahkan perasaan atau you akan luahkan perasaan sometimes to orang yang you barely know.
Easier, better
kan.
Lepas tu for me lah, kadang luahkan perasaan kat Grab driver shock tau.
You?
So dia tak kenal my wife or my kerja or whatever kan. Jadi
and you will never meet you again.
I tak kenal dia pun.
And sekarang pakai mask.
Pakai mask.
Sekarang pakai mask.
Jadi dia akan explain. Dia pun neutral Dia tak side you pun. Dia tak kenal you pun.
Yeah. That's interesting, Azhar. Wow, you are giving me an idea tau untuk I macam like, kalau macam gini kan aku nak macam like every single week feature one Grab driver. Okay bro, spill the tea. Apa cerita kau dengar?
Diorang banyak cerita.
Aku banyak cerita. Kau nak cerita mana, Fiza? Cerita pasal ekonomi negara ke? Cakap pasal rumah tangga masa tu? Because they will hear about everything.
Yeah. Because my mom dulu pun taxi driver. So she dengar banyak macam-macam cerita lah.
Oh really? Macam apa? Okay, what do drivers usually hear?
Selalunya pasal usually lah I think kan passenger punya complaints kat kerja. Kita kerja selalu ada complain so sometimes you balik kerja penat naik taxi or naik Grab, you just uncle, just now my boss gini. After you berbual dengan uncle tu, maybe that uncle tak reply you pun, you rasa sedap. Sedap. dah share. You know that kind of thing. Is a mental punya release jugalah
Release,
kan.
okay. Very interesting, Azhar. I've never thought about this tentang this mental release yang you feel when you actually talking to a Grab driver ataupun a taxi driver. I don't know. Let me think. Have I ever complained to a taxi driver tak? Ataupun Grab driver. Okay, so before this, you tahu kan, bila I kerja dekat dulu, at my previous company at Mediacorp, it's very far from where I stay kan. So it's like macam a half an hour journey, 35 minutes journey kadang-kadang. And I usually kalau I tengah rasa terbungkam kan, sedih kan, I will just actually have that half an hour ride. Handphone tu I akan simpan. Like I don't feel talking to anyone. I just don't want to like even look at my screen on the phone. Dan orang kata fikir bila orang WhatsApp ke, orang call ke, orang kata fikir but she's on the way, she should have time kan. But I'm actually in my zone.
Take a break.
I'm just taking a break from everything. I'm not even talking to like macam, I don't want to talk to someone and I don't want to hear noise. Even from like yeah.
Correct. Same lah. For me, I always take Grab kan. Like on the way here, halfway I do my work. The second half I nap sekejap. Because
Kan?
I think I want to like rest, power charge sikit.
Ya, dia macam
fresh dah.
dia macam terus zero, just zero intake and you just want zero output juga, macam like okay, boom, time stand still, right? And it feels good macam Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, do it. Macam gitu. Okay,
especially untuk hal rumah tangga, I feel kan macam contoh lah, if you got problem with your wife or your husband, your wife tak suka you share dengan your friend or your family kan. So the next best thing you share with your Grab driver lah.
Ini what's your wife's name? Apa?
Radia.
Radia kan dengar, okay now I'm going to look through your phone, see ada history of Grab driver yang nak tahu cerita aku sekarang ni. But you know what, okay, as a wife also, I feel like macam like you don't, kau not happy with me, you tell me why you go and tell your friends? Because sometimes ada kawan-kawan ni kan, okay, ni
normal lah.
No, not normal. I feel like macam it depends on the kind of friends that your husband has. Ada yang macam fight. Dia macam dekat apa tu, wrestling ring.
Kalau aku rembat.
Kalau aku kau tunggu apa lagi?
Apa lagi dah?
Dia tu kan, kau bagi kat dia. Ada yang macam like kau kasih dia balik. Kan ada yang macam like go fight. Okay, siapa yang ada kawan macam gitu yang macam tunggu apa lagi?
Dah time dah.
Itu statement macam itu. What are some of the terms macam kau tunggu apa lagi? Dia nak kan? Kau buat lah. Dia turun kau kan, kau buat. So it depends on the kind of friends your husband has. Ada yang macam but we girls, we are very good with also apa ni, instincts. Okay, tiba-tiba pasal lelaki bini pula. Does your wife have certain friends that she approves of?
No lah, she really my friend.
Macam macam like you know like yang ini macam
ada lah.
ada kan macam like yang ni I have a good vibe about this guy. Kan dia macam like I have a good vibe about this guy. Dia macam a very nice guy sebagainya kan. But we also know like there's certain guy friends like macam macam mana ni? So you have to like, why must you tell them? Itulah. Because these things are happening usual. Then it was a beautiful thing is saya suka dengan siapa yang baru-baru ni this couple went out. This celebrity couple, they went out and they went out and said like there's no marriage yang tak pernah bergaduh. Right?
Definitely.
Tak pernah ada perkahwinan yang tak pernah ada the ups and downs. Kan? It's just about how do you make it as long as it lasts when it's at the top, and how do you make it, how do you, when dia menyuram tu ataupun when it's like when you're fighting, how do you nip it in his butt?
Nip it in his butt and repair. Some people don't like to repair, they just sweep under the rug. But yalah, I feel macam yalah, you share dengan Grab man, you tak really buka aib awak. Like you share your friends or your family, buka aib your wife or your husband.
You don't know who they are kan. Macam orang kongsi cerita dengan I. Okay, there was one story that I got for Fiza O and girlfriends, and I felt very touched by the person. Dia kata dengan I have kept this story, Fiza, for a very long time. I'm 56 years old. Dan dia tak pernah ceritakan pasal hal ni. So when she actually emailed to me finally, she said I feel a sense of relief that it's finally out, because I tak kenal dengan dia. And she knows for sure I will not remember what's the email address at the end of the day. Sekarang ni kalau anda ingat nama dia, ada tak boleh ingat. Tak tahu pun dia email kat I which email address. That kind of stuff. Kan I have a lot of rahsia kan. So she said if it's a kind of relief, like I said, therapeutic, you are typing it out, you actually verbalizing apa you rasakan, and you send. And you send it to someone yang tak kenal dengan you, who have no idea how you looks like, who have no idea who are your family members or who are the people in your life.
Correct.
And that's it. You move on with your life, and I move on with mine. Kan? But you just need that kind of release. And that's why I don't jumpa therapist, jumpa counsellor yang tak kenal dengan keluarga you pun. Have no idea. Looking at you very objectively as a person.
Yalah.
Kan? So pagi ni we are the third parties. Third parties.
Dia jadi marriage counselor pula.
Marriage counselor hari ni. So tadi Lily yang katakan, Fiza, if I'm getting a divorce, dia among divorce, should I take over my house or move into a new house? And Azhar gave a very good advice. Azhar katakan bahawa it depends. Kalau you ada gaji besar ke, CPF besar ke, CPF besar tapi gaji kecil ke, you cannot beli rumah baru. Kalau you cerai, that's it. Tak ada rumah baru kan. So that is also quite tricky untuk you give up your house. It's better untuk you bertahan and stay on with that house and pay on the minimal you can every month with that house, but at least you ada a shoulder above your head untuk anak you juga dan juga untuk diri you. So thank you Lily for sharing with us a story. Next story, jangan lupa untuk WhatsApp kepada kita berdua. Ingat, nama-nama anda akan dirahsiakan, email awak akan dirahsiakan. 8389028 adalah WhatsApp saya, ya, dan anda juga boleh hantarkan email ke hello@fizaoandgirlfriends.com.
Saya nak touch a bit pasal Lily tadi, sorry. So kalau tadi she was sharing kalau you cannot afford to buy a house. So if you can afford, then you consider whether that property is an asset, boleh buat duit punya, or is losing money punya. Kalau losing money punya, sama-sama jual dan rugi sama-sama lah. Kalau boleh buat duit punya, if you do not know, you can just take over and untung sorang-sorang lah. That's one way lah. Might as well, you see.
Depends on the house.
Ya, the house mana dia beli and berapa dia beli. Ada kadang rumah resale dia beli quite murah, like maybe 15 years ago, then okay lah. Tapi kalau recently beli rumah resale, then I don't think it's a positive sale. Can be a negative sale, and might as well rugi sama-sama with your husband lah. At least dia ambil rugi sikit.
Ada yang tanyakan, Fiza ada plan to use Google Forms to drop secrets for Fiza O and Co friends. Okay, thank you girlfriend for that idea. Mungkin adakah lebih mudah lagi untuk anda drop your secrets? If yes, I'm all for it. Okay, I am. Thanks for this idea, Ana Mustika. Meanwhile, hari ini drop your secrets at 8389028 dan juga anda boleh hantarkan email ke alamat hello@fizaoandgirlfriends.com. I akan kembali dengan Azhar dengan cerita kedua pada pagi ini dalam Fiza O and Girlfriends. Kalau awak ada sebarang soalan tentang jual beli rumah anda, kalau anda yang nak tanyakan soalan yang rasa-rasanya agak sensitif dan awak segan, awak nak tanya kepada Azhar, anda boleh hantarkan WhatsApp anda ke 900-4448 dan pagi ini saya kebetulannya juga telah pun simpan, saya betul ingat ada kiriman email, katanya, okay, let me just check. I don't know whether I akan jumpa email dia. I don't know whether email ke DM. Something about her parents-in-law yang tak nak tinggal di rumah sendiri and wants to stay with her. I told you that time kan. So she
Why?
She was asking like why, like kenapa tak nak ada rumah sendiri? Why, are they staying with her? So dalam Fiza O and Girlfriends. So let us know your stories. Dan kalau anda segan, anda boleh emailkan pada saya dan saya akan tanyakan pada Azhar. Ataupun if you know you nak jual rumah tu, ataupun you rasa that's it, you nak beli rumah baru, anda juga bertanya kepada Azhar. This is his number and really ask Azhar anything. Azhar dah jual beli rumah dah I tell you like lebih 700 orang rumah yang telah pun dijual sejauh ini. So berarti beliau telah membantu beribu-ribu orang sejauh ini. This is where you can reach him at. Dan Azhar adalah award winning property agent di Singapore, top agent di Propnex. He is he's basically helped so many Singaporeans, warga Melayu di Singapura, and I'm just so proud to be working with him. Anda dihubungi agent Azhar Sulaiman 900-4448 I'll be back dengan cerita kedua tentang seorang yang mengatakan bahawa dia tak faham kenapakah mertuanya tak nak berpindah ke rumah lain.
Fiza O and Girlfriends. Fiza O and Girlfriends. Gaya cara baru to the top, no less. Alam baru, channel baru, Fiza O and Girlfriends. Fiza O, Fiza O, 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 Fiza O and Girlfriends. baru to the top, no less. Alam baru, channel baru, Fiza O and girlfriends.
Ku beri kau cinta, tapi kau balas lukaku, tawarkan rasa kau. Oh, panjang pula. Hi guys, bersama dengan Fiza O and girlfriend, dan jangan lupa untuk subscribe, okay?
Thank you so much pada Hil Husaini, dan jangan lupa untuk tekan butang subscribe. Tekan butang subscribe. Saya terima kiriman. Ini adalah cerita dari seorang yang saya akan tukarkan namanya pada something girl. So I call you the kasih nama dia ni. So let me see. What do I change your name to? Bukan nama pun susah.
Lelaki,
Okay,
perempuan.
perempuan. Okay, give me a girl name.
Mary.
Mary. Okay, Mary. Mary, alright. So, cepat Mary Aku ni macam nama apa padahal nama dia senang kan Mary kan. So, okay. Hi Fiza. I am getting... Okay. Oh, okay. Hi Fiza. I am getting married very soon to this guy I met on social media. I will not say exactly which part of social media. I met him on social media, then he waited for a long time for me to, to get my number. And then, we got to know each other, and, the rest happened. So, I stay with my in-laws. I stay with my in-laws. So, semenjak I bernikah, barulah I dapat tahu bahawa my mum-in-law actually control gaji my husband. So, yang paling buat I bingit adalah, we are still paying our hutang from our majlis perkahwinan. And it was not even held last year. It was held before that. We were still paying hutang kahwin. Dan so tak kasih. Okay, so my mum-in-law is not happy that my husband tak mampu untuk berikan duit belanja. Dan bukan setakat tu, tapi my father-in-law pun masih lagi bayar hutang. Bukan bayar hutang kita untuk berkahwin, tapi bayar hutang adik-beradik dia yang lain yang berkahwin. So and I don't know how to tell them that I dah tak nak lagi tinggal with my in-laws. Sebab my in-laws ni jenis yang tak boleh kena tegur. Kiriman dari Mary. So that was it's a very generic short email. But I can feel there's so much problem. I mean issues for this. The hutang. So when your in-laws ada banyak hutang, okay, I don't know what is banyak. It could be like, mungkin bagi orang hutang yang banyak adalah 100,000. Ada orang 5,000 adalah hutang yang banyak. Right, so it's different threshold kan. So bila kata hutang banyak tu, then you are not happy with the mother-in-law or your parents-in-law staying with you. Azhar, as an agent, how often does parents parents-in-law ataupun parents punya problem yang tinggal serumah occurs dalam
For my client, adalah
pengalaman Azhar?
Yes. Tak frequent, but once in a while ada this kind of case lah. But sometimes they never share with me, you see. Pasal malu or whatever, I'm okay lah. But kadang-kadang I find out after, pasal the most recent one, then dia cakap then dia kata, dia punya in-law, dia punya parents yang buka letterbox lepas dah jual. Then I'm like, mana boleh buka, kasih balik kunci lah, gini-gini. Habis dia kata, dia dah tak good terms with them. Then I'm like, okay. Then I'm like, okay, fine. But for me, and I mean, an advice to all the future brothers yang going to kahwin or baru kahwin and all that, I think the best way is not tinggal dengan you and your wife
at the beginning.
Correct.
Okay.
Jangan tinggal together dengan your parents or in-law. Have a separate home. Pasal once dorang tergaduh for whatever reason, it's very hard to repair. So don't take that chance, don't take that risk. Buy a separate house. Sekali-sekala jumpa, okay, tinggal together with them can be very tricky lah, I feel. So if I can advise myself pun, I wouldn't want to live together with my mom, with my wife lah. So to prevent all this unnecessary
I mean,
stuff.
before that it could be good. It could be very, very good. It could be like small things yang berlaku like small things like contoh guna toilet mana, master toilet, main toilet.
Because everything is new, see, for your wife, be it your wife or you yang staying with your parents or in-law. So they need to start to...
It's a new life untuk you. First and foremost, it's like you getting used to your partner.
Correct.
Lepas tu your partner getting used to your family juga. Correct. So it's like, banyak tu nak getting used to.
Correct.
Kan?
And then teguran pun different what. Everyone cannot be tegur sometimes, this and that. So just don't lah. Might as well buy a separate house for your wife, then live separately until in the future. After a while kita dah more laid back, then okay lah. Pasal mula-mula baru kahwin kan, baru ada anak, whatever, kita very gung-ho tau, macam kita nak anak kita macam gini, nobody else can tell that way, that kind of thing. So parents being parents, sometimes they just tell, be it they tell in a nice way or in a rough way, mesti dorang can get affected lah.
So you rasa Azhar, as an agent rumah, first thing bila couple, young couple yang nak kahwin, ataupun doesn't have to be young, mungkin 30s couple ke, basically any couple yang nak berkahwin, they might think, mungkin aku tak mampu nak beli rumah, mungkin it's not yet, mungkin I akan beli rumah lepas I get married kan. What's your advice from an agent rumah punya perspektif that has deal with so many rumah punya case, Azhar?
Kalau boleh lah for me, young couples and at least a 4 room if you really can afford. Don't get a 3 room, pasal in the future you nak kena jual lagi, nak upgrade, so minimum aim 4 room, so it's a bit more future proof. I remember got this client, dia sebenarnya tak nak pakai agent, dia nak beli rumah 3 room, then I managed to convince her to use agent, then I swing her to 4 room so that it's future proof. Pasal the 3 room that you're gonna buy today, a resale flat, in the future kalau you jual, it will be a negative sale. Negative sale maknanya
will be a negative sale.
Confirm. So maknanya apa? Meaning you jual rumah tu tak dapat duit balik atau cash in hand. So dah lah nak kena buy agent lagi, nanti nak jual yang beli, nak kena reno and all that money all from your pocket. So might as well future proof yourself, buy a 4 room minimum. The smallest 4 room pun okay. At least ada 3 bilik tidur. You can sewa lah if you don't need it at the start, I myself tinggal 3 room and back then I sewa one of the rooms. So it's come in handy lah, that extra cash every month.
Kalau you rasa macam it's too big for me. Actually it's not
It's not. It's okay. You monetize it lah. You make the most of it. Of course ada orang macam, aku tak nak ada tenant tinggal together with me, then I cannot help lah. I mean,
okay, ada orang, so what are some of the, I pun, I mean, let's put myself in your client punya position, 4 bilik, dan mungkin I dengan husband I aja kan. So what are your advice untuk people like me untuk monetize 1 room? Kadang-kadang you're worried about your safety, you're worried about, basically your safety, your rasa selesa di rumah, but what would your tip be?
From my experience juga kan, saat back then kita sewakan one of the bilik, it's quite good. Kita minta perempuan aja, then kita bilang dia tak mau masak pasal I want to have a halal kitchen kan, so dia tak masak. So basically they just order Grab and whatever not. Paling-paling dia masak Maggi or instant noodle and all that, okay lah. But other than that, I don't like to masak. So she always stay in the room, sekali-sekala je keluar untuk mandi or whatever. So it's quite good lah. Privacy still intact. You control lah satu orang lah. Kalau 2 orang up to you lah, 2 perempuan okay kot. Because some people tak nak lelaki or whatever kan, atau workers kan.
Kalau okay, so if let's say, so rumah you tu, bilik you tu, let's say satu bilik tu you sewakan. Kalau let's say ni untuk orang-orang yang ada masalah hutang dan rumah 4 bilik, rumah 5 bilik, yang satu bilik tu memang tak gunakan. And this happens to a lot of families. Satu bilik tu adalah bilik storeroom, kan, yang not making money.
Yes.
So you advise Azhar adalah untuk sewakan je, ketepikan yang rasa selesa tu, at least sebab duit, sebab bilik tu boleh masukkan berapa sebulan?
Kalau let's say contoh 700 a month, if that's quite small lah. 1 year dah 8,400 you see. Itu kalau 700. Kalau is 1,000 a month, 1 year is dah 12,000. So can bayar your utang or your whatever is good.
How do you then
lah.
protect yourself daripada mungkin you dah sewakan bilik, lepas tu your tenant tak bayar?
You will be holding on a security deposit lah. Selalunya 1 month, maybe not much, but at least something lah. Kalau 700, yalah, the security deposit 700 je, tak banyak lah.
But at least like macam kalau tak bayar bulan tu, that's it lah. That's the end of the contract lah.
Correct.
So at least you tak rugi juga because you dah take that $700 security.
Correct.
Punya
kalau
duit
1
kan,
year.
for 1
Kalau
year.
it's a 2 years in contract, you hold 2 months worth of security deposit.
I see. Okay. So that's a very good tip dari Azhar Sulaiman. I terfikir untuk diri I sendiri kan, like people that I know of, yang we all have that one space atau one room yang you mungkin not really using it. Kalau you gunakan, kalau tak pun it actually doesn't matter kan. So kalau sebelum you mungkin you are in a bad state right now, sebab kita semua terganggu in different ways because of COVID kan. Ada yang mungkin kerjanya diberhentikan, ada yang mungkin kerjanya tu berubah, pivoted, atau ada business yang affected dan sebagainya kan. So these are the ways yang you boleh monetize.
Correct. But don't think that you tak ada duit baru nak sewa.
Habis?
Even you ada duit, it's okay to
Oh,
sewa.
ya, betul.
Pasal if you think about it, for me, I terus sewa, right? Pasal kita boleh jual rumah lepas 5 tahun kan. Kalau 1 tahun is 8,400, 5 tahun is 40 lebih ribu say. You know, if you save all the 5 tahun is 40 lebih ribu of extra money. Which can settle your renovation for your next house. Kalau let's say you decide to upgrade or downgrade.
Yeah.
So doesn't mean you tak ada duit baru you rent out. You ada duit pun, why not, you know? Simpan je lah 40,000.
Sebab 700 tu adalah duit yang paling minimum yang awak terima dari bilik.
Correct.
Paling minimum.
But, ada as low as 500 lah. Sekarang market hot I think can be 650. Depends on
Bilik
ada
kecil
aircon ke tak. Yes, normal bilik.
Kalau it's average price, berapa you beli kalau let's say tak ada aircon. Atau okay, ada aircon, satu katil, comfortable.
Satu orang 700
orang
ada boleh
700.
lah.
Dan-
For me kat Ang Mo Kio I got 1,000. Pasal central location. So it's really where depends on where it is jugalah.
Very nice advice, Azhar. Very
Correct.
nice advice. Saya tak terfikir. So yeah, you're right kan. Tak semestinya awak sewa rumah tu sebab awak tak ada duit.
Correct.
But just you want to make lazy income.
Pasal long run is a lot of money. Berpuluh ribu saya. Company mana nak kasih bonus 40,000 lepas 5 tahun? You sewa boleh dapat that 5 tahun after 40,000 after 5 years.
40,000. Yeah, you're right.
Minimum lah. Correct.
Tu aku macam I never thought about it lah, Azhar.
Correct.
Macam yalah, kalau you nak makan, you makan dalam bilik you. You cannot eat outside. Your room is your room.
Correct.
You cannot eat outside at all.
Dia tak spend time kat luar, kat living room ke apa tak. So you can set the rule at the start lah. Kalau dia tak agree, don't sewa lah. But this one kena at the start lah bilang. At least they understand and they okay with it. Dia pun okay. Tenant pun nak privacy diorang. Diorang pun tak nak
Yeah.
jumpa kita or whatever. That kind of thing sangat lah.
Thank you, Azhar. Kalau you ada barang soalan, of course WhatsApp to us sekarang ni to 8389080 dan saya ada macam-macam cerita-cerita anda. Dan kalau anda nak tanyakan apa pun je soalan seperti tadi kata Azhar, kalau ada yang nak sewa bilik, sewa rumah tapi ada stigma agak dalam masyarakat kita
Takut lah.
stigma untuk nak sewa rumah. Macam orang kata kau kasih orang masuk rumah kau kan.
The most recent yang trending is pasal banyak landlord tak nak orang India sewa rumah diorang lah.
Awak yang keluar surat khabar
Preference apa I feel, but on the other coin they say it's racism lah. But yeah, depends on how you look
sometimes
at it.
sometimes you also have like a preference untuk mungkin macam awak katakan ramai yang preference untuk perempuan saja. Just perempuan
Itu pun boleh
saja.
cakap seksi apa kan.
So macam-macam cerita yang kita ada pada hari ini. So let us know what are your questions. Ada tengah masak ni, Assalamualaikum semua tengah lunch gitu. Okay, WhatsApp kita cerita anda hantarkan sekarang juga. WhatsApp ke 838 dan 0280. Doesn't matter, nama-nama anda akan kita rahsiakan. Dan cerita ketiga dengan Azhar Sulaiman, Agent AAA saya. Azhar, ask Azhar anything pada pagi ini. Hantarkan kita WhatsApp ataupun emailkan ke hello@fizao@girlfriends.com.
Hai, selamat datang ke Fiza O and Girlfriends. Ini semua sebentar saja, percayalah. Mwah.
Tengok dia, penampilan kau sepenuhnya. Setiap langkah bertenaga, semua tenganga melihatnya. Usah kau rasa bimbang, mereka akan membuat kau bahagia. Cause you're ready now untuk terima. Fiza O and Girlfriends, 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 Girlfriends, sekarang tak macam dulu. Biar semua orang tahu cerita benar berlaku. Usah kau rasa bimbang, mereka akan membuat kau bahagia. Cause you're ready now untuk terima. Fiza O and Girlfriends, 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 Fiza O and Girlfriends.
Fiza O and Girlfriends. Saya tengah berbual Azhar tadi untuk Fiza O and Girlfriends. Saya sedang melihat antara kiriman-kiriman rahsia yang ramai DM saya. So saya akan pandangkan sini Azhar sebab ada nama-nama orang. Okay, so yang ini ramai yang kongsi saya tentang apakah antara nasihat-nasihat yang yang memandai-mandai yang mereka pernah terima. So kongsi dengan kita kalau anda juga pernah terima nasihat-nasihat yang memandai yang you rasa macam bedaknya, that's not nice. Okay, yang ini kiriman seorang girlfriend katanya, when I was pregnant dengan anak nombor 5, ada orang ni cakap, janganlah ada anak nombor 6. Kesian suami kau kena kerja keras. Korang ni memang tak ada kerja tau. Okay, so I usually ask the person who shares with me this, orang yang share with you this thing, adakah mereka rapat, sedara ke? Yang paling awkward pun tak? Macam kawan office, kan, macam buka office, kawan-kawan sebelah tingkat 8, tingkat 9 yang tak kawan dengan kau dapat kat lift. Ni anak nombor apa ni? Nombor 5? Ish, kau ni nombor 5
Lagi
Then you feel like, can you imagine if she got pregnant and then she didn't plan for it also, and then dia macam dengar orang cakap macam gitu. You know how, like when you're pregnant, your hormones are all over the place lagi. So these are some of the stories that I've gotten. Yang ini, dah tua-tua pun belum kahwin, tak apalah. Jadi kalau jadi isteri nombor 2 pun okey apa, jangan memilih sangat. Okay, betul lah, these are stories. Yang ini, so okay, there's nothing to be depressed about. Okay, you have helpful husband and wonderful kids. And I was actually diagnosed with depression. Yang ini, jangan cerai. So I got an advice daripada family counsellor di Singapura. Jangan cerai, nanti masyarakat pandang buruk. And this comes from a family counsellor. Seorang yang ceritakan. Yang ini, Hi Fiza, I dah kahwin dah 2 tahun dan masih belum lagi ada cahaya mata. Dan soalan yang saya selalu terima adalah, you got child already? Itu adalah antara soalan yang saya selalu terima. Yang ini pula, satu lagi tentang mengandung juga. I dah ada lebih 2 anak sekarang ni. So orang akan cakap dengan I, dah lah 2 tu cukup, jangan nak pregnant lagi, licin, it's very expensive. Dan usually orang-orang yang akan kongsi dengan you this kind of advice and opinion are usually orang-orang yang tak rapat dengan you. Ya, macam makcik jauh. Yang ni katanya yang beritahu I adalah makcik yang tak rapat dengan I. So very interesting story. So thank you so much anda yang okay. Wait a minute I akan pun nama sekejap I trust. Okay, so okay. Next story. Next story. So Assalamualaikum girlfriend. Waalaikumsalam. Hi Fiza, I nak share with you I not enough space on your other DM, so I DM you here. You know Fiza, what happened to me? So I went to Mahkamah Syariah and asked for a divorce. So he finally turned up for the first mediation and consultation before finalization. So before that, I nak tanya dengan you Fiza. So which one comes first? For me to settle dengan Mahkamah Syariah or for me to settle for my HDB home? So itu adalah long story short, and I refuse to budge right now because my ex is asking us to come back together. But I rasa he actually is now realizing it that kalau kita cerai, we will both be at a loss. So he wants to come back not because he loves me, but he wants to come back only because dia takut kalau rumah tu kena tarik dari dia. So I feel responsibility is something that you can run away from very easily. So Fiza, please let me know. Please, aku tahu. Okay, I feel so, okay, kadang-kadang I feel so like, okay Fiza, you better say the right thing, takut tercakap benda salah, right? Okay.
Careful.
Be careful, yeah. So I don't read stories if I don't know, like, I just like, okay, open-ended. So Azhar, your opinion from your experience helping people, mereka yang going through a bad patch like this. So dengan siapa yang mereka nak settle dulu? Settle dengan masalah Mahkamah Syariah atau settle dengan, this HDB stuff?
Again, depends on the calculation. Pasal kalau let's say dia punya split kan, lepas dah jual, let's say dia punya split is both of you macam okay 50-50, then you all can jual dululah. Tapi kalau let's say you rasa you nak 70% tapi dia tak agree, then that one kena ikut court order already. Pasal you tak boleh split macam gitulah unless dua-dua agreeable. So HDB akan kasih that cash, both of your name, you kena buka joint account and all that lah. So kalau you tak boleh split, siapa dapat lebih, then problem lah. But like I think I have ever shared before, I have a client yang dorang jual dulu, then lepas tu nak proses, dorang nak proses cerai tapi belum complete kan, tapi dorang jual dulu, then dorang sewa elsewhere, then after 1 year later dorang came back to me, dorang buy another house, tak jadi cerai. Itu that story. Kadang-kadang macam you tengah mengamuk-ngamuk in that but now if the way she said it is like
you know what, I'm not coming back to you, because dia figured out that their husband is only wanting to come back to her only because of this thing. And you know, okay, from my perspective as a perempuannya point of view, you would want to give a chance to someone who really loves you. Like, okay, let's make this work. But if someone wants to come back to you only because to cut down his losses, you feel like, bro, you ingat I siapa ni bro? You think it's funny Macam you only coming back to me because takut rugi, kan? So that would be something that I think that is in her fikiran. I'm never coming back to you because you only come back to me because you takut sangat kalau kerugian.
Okay.
You know.
From a guy point of view.
Okay. Go ahead. Go for it, bro. Go for it, bro.
I'm not trying to defend that husband of yours. Just that kadang-kadang perempuan also say the same thing. I'm staying here just because of the children.
Okay.
What's the difference? Dua-dua sama what, right?
But the kids is fine.
Why? Say what? Itu tak nak rugi. Yang ini nak children dia. Dia tak nak sayang husband dia. So for the children dia nak stay. Sama what? Honestly, dua-dua a bit selfish lah. Because I feel if you want to stay, you work on it everything. Tak boleh just the money wise, tak boleh just children, but you kena take care of the husband and the wife lah. That kind of thing lah. But I mean, what I'm trying to put across is dua-dua is the same. I think kadang-kadang ada wife out there, diorang stay just because of the children. Diorang tak suka husband anymore. But yalah, not really fair lah. Just that both kena work together.
Those are the things that's quite hurtful kadang-kadang. Cara you know, I'm not staying because I wanted to be with you. I'm staying because tak nak rugi. Or like stay because of, you know,
the children.
I'm staying because of the house. Kan?
Then it will be a sad lah marriage if you're just leave it like that. That's why kena give marriage counselling and all that.
Yeah.
Ask proper advice, not from a real estate agent.
Yeah. You're right.
But,
and I guess you will also be giving it to you will also be transferring such questions to a marriage counsellor, kan? For yourself. Cuma ramai yang macam right now like thinking like, okay, I'm bent onto like nak tahu tentang ni. And usually you will advise them, hold yourself first, relax dulu, get back to me in a month's time.
Lambat sikit reply.
Pergi USS, chill. Staycation.
Eat your favourite meal. I do that. Kalau I boring, makan your favourite meal.
KFC for
KFC.
Azhar.
Myself.
Happy makan KFC for Azhar. So let me know apa lagi soalan-soalan tentang rumah yang maybe what is your what is your bad experience with selling a house, renting a house, some of the topics. Okay, what are some of the other issues, Azhar, that you have faced before as an agent rumah before this?
Kalau question Memandai-Mandai question Memandai ada a lot lah. The most that time I macam first time lah I dengar ada this pakcik cakap, jangan bayar rumah cepat-cepat, kan korang ada insurans, jadi apa-apa berlaku rumah free. Damn lah, seriously, itu pun ada orang advice. But logical jugalah, you know, in a way, but you're banking on something to happen to you.
On death to happen. Sebab
maybe ada point lah kalau diorang dah tua kot, you know, so maybe tak mau bayar cepat-cepat lah, you know, at least rumah free.
But for us is good to habiskan hutang rumah, jadi tak ada accrued interest.
Correct, your interest tu kurang. Accrued interest tetap ada, pasal like I say it goes on as long the CPF is in the house, but at least you kurangkan interest from your loan. But like I say lah, that pakcik punya advice quite okay jugalah kan.
Apa lagi advice yang mungkin you terdengar daripada client you yang goes to you lepas mereka dah tanyakan advice daripada mungkin mak mertua lah, minta advice dari kawan-kawan sekolah lah, kawan-kawan kerja lah, and you feel like, oh, nasib baik you step in. Kau tak memudaratkan, macam mana?
Correct, tak memudarkan. The most recent one is pasal beli rumah tua, like 40 lebih tahun and all that kind of thing. Habis diorang punya kawan or family cakap, jangan beli rumah tua lah, gini lah gitu. But actually not true lah. Actually rumah-rumah tua ni is value for money. Lagi sekarang banyak SUV and all that. And rumah tua ni, yesterday I brought someone to Woodlands. Dia tengok a few lah rumah 5 bilik kan. Tapi satu yang kat Marsiling baru 400 lebih. The same size kat Woodlands lain or nearer to Admiralty is around nearing 600. So the beza is 100,000 tau. So yalah, umur beza, but at least you save 100,000. You nak renovate macam mana pun, you tak payah renovate 100,000, but 40-50,000 the house will looks good and the space is big. So why not? Don't worry about it because memang ada restriction tak boleh pakai banyak sangat CPF in the house. But it's okay. Using cash is okay. It's in fact better and more recommended kalau you pakai cash. Let your CPF grow dalam CPF. Kita Singaporean a bit dah naik lemak kan, kita dah suka pakai CPF. Tapi kita kat Singapore je pakai CPF. Orang luar kat luar negeri semua pakai cash tau.
It's our forced savings that we can use.
Correct.
We will eventually dapat gunakan
Correct.
pada hari tua kita. So
Correct.
kita tak perlu untuk semua benda-benda pun gunakan CPF sebab it's actually loaning from ourselves.
Correct. And CPF tu yang you pakai tu tak dapat apa-apa interest. Itu yang rugi. You see, itu yang betul-betul.
Tapi kalau biarkan CPF you duduk tu, CPF you akan bawa duit.
Correct. 2.5%, which is very very big. That day I was googling of fixed deposit nak letak duit kat mana kan. Sekarang tengok fixed deposit pun baru 0.7%. Then I'm like, wow. Might as well don't even save. So yalah, that's why I say CPF nya interest is really good lah.
So this 2.5 is consistent lah.
Consistent every year.
Dia tak akan takkan naik.
They will announce lah, but so far all this while tak pernah naik, tak pernah turun lah.
Dia macam fix 2.5.
Correct. At the start dulu diorang naik. And sekejap je lah, then all the way 2.5.
Oh, okay. So there you have it.
Yeah.
Awak jangan sampai kat fixed deposit. Awak simpan dekat CPF. Macam like, okay, let's top up my CPF.
Yeah.
Sebab ada yang juga suka anda declare CPF dan sebagainya. But it's actually a good thing if you declare, so that it's a forced saving for you inside CPF. Untuk you grow your money actually.
Correct.
Oh, I did not know that. Okay, jadi ni bukan nasihat Memandai-Mandai, ni adalah nasihat legit dari Azhar Sulaiman. So ada katakan Fiza, ada yang sibuk tanya tentang background aku, digital ke virtual. Okay, ada yang hantarkan saya kiriman email ke alamat hello@fizao@girlfriends.com, dan kita akan tanyakan soalan pada Azhar selepas ini saja. Dan kebanyakan Azhar, I'm so sorry Azhar, banyak soalan-soalan saya adalah tentang mereka yang bercerai, yang nak beli rumah baru. So this is a I think untuk my age group, our age group is like at the age that orang kahwin, orang cerai, orang kahwin, orang cerai kan. Tapi obviously kita mengharapkan mereka ramai berkahwin. Amin, dan juga kekal. Tapi if you have a problem, if you have something on, something yang tak boleh diselesaikan, you can actually go for help.
Definitely.
Yeah. I think I've always championed this to get help. To normalize getting help. Kalau awak ke mahkamah untuk dapatkan bantuan counselling, it is not actually to go for cerai, it's actually to help your marriage.
Correct.
Yeah,
That's first.
That's the first thing. Like, you're actually trying to get help to stay together.
Correct.
Yeah.
Always have that mind, because this one
Yeah.
I think a mindset that is lacking in our generation and all that.
Yeah.
Kita try to repair first. Soalnya orang rosak, buang. That's why I always cultivate myself pun, slow aku whatever, I repair dulu, that kind of thing. I applied everywhere lah. Be it pintu ke, relationship ke, baju ke, we repair dulu lah. Pakai dulu, kasih puas.
Mana ada ejen rumah, ya, bila awak cakap dengan dia, ejen Azhar Sulaiman, saya dengan suami saya nak cerai dah, tak bertahan lagi dah. Ejen ni kan cakap, tak apa, I reply to you later. It's okay, you take a short break. I will reply to your questions about your house later.
In due time.
Yeah, in due time. I will reply. You think about it first. You take a deep breath and then you reply. Because it's like sending an angry email kan?
Yalah.
Okay, aku nak ni. Tapi lagi besok lusa, you probably will still feel angry. But after a week, you like, okay, actually, this is the thing.
Back.
So thank you Azhar for being the only agent yang akan bukan reject tapi yang tolak job. Yang tolak job. So ask Azhar Sulaiman anything. Agent Azhar Sulaiman adalah agent yang telah membantu begitu ramai sangat ribuan warga Singapura sejauh ini, menjual lebih 700 rumah. Top agent dari Propnex. Hubungi beliau 944 8 sifar, dan kisah dalam Fiza O and Girlfriends coming up selepas ini. Apakah lagi nasihat yang paling memandai yang pernah awak terima? Saya akan kongsi dengan anda dalam Fiza O and Girlfriends.
Fiza O and Girlfriends. Fiza O and Girlfriends. Ikut gaya cara baru to the top, no less. Alam baru, channel baru. Fiza O and Girlfriends. Fiza O, Fiza O, Fiza O and Girlfriends. Fiza O, Fiza O, Fiza O, Fiza O and Girlfriends. Fiza O, Fiza O, Fiza O and Girlfriends. Fiza O, Fiza O, Fiza O, Fiza O and Girlfriends. Ikut gaya cara baru to the top, no less. Alam baru, channel baru. Fiza O and Girlfriends.
Hai, saya Janani. Jangan lupa untuk tonton Fiza O and Girlfriends dan jangan lupa subscribe.
Ingin menjadi penaja rancangan Fiza O and Girlfriends mempromosikan produk atau khidmat anda? Email ke business@Fiza O and Girlfriends dan dapatkan pakej yang sesuai dengan bajet anda. Be a part of my sponsors on board with Fiza O and Girlfriends. Terima kasih kerana setia bersama saya. I look forward to working with you, and let's get back to the show. Fiza O and Girlfriends. So terima kasih pada ejen Azhar Sulaiman sebagai penaja utama Fiza O and Girlfriends. So thank you Azhar. Dari permulaan lagi sebelum saya of course officially memulakan rancangan Fiza O and Girlfriends, saya on board. So thank you Azhar very very much. Dan Azhar sendiri telah berkongsi dengan saya ketika kita off screen, ketika rancangan-rancangan ataupun ketika kita in brainstorming sessions, temu bual saya dengan Azhar ketika off screen. Saya katakan bahawa banyak kali Azhar is really what you see is really what you get. Cara dia cakap adalah very, cara dia berikan nasihat consistent dari permulaan saya kenal dengan dia sampai ke hari ini, dan it's always mementingkan atau mengutamakan what his clients wants. Yang paling utama. So yeah, of course kalau jual rumah tu is good for you. Rumah tu is good for you for commission sebagainya. Tapi if it's not dia memudaratkan untuk klien you can advise jangan. You can advise, take apakah antara insiden-insiden Azhar yang you telah pun, antara kes-kes jual beli rumah yang you dah lakukan hal ni berapa lama Azhar? How long have you been a top agent di Propnex?
Propnex 3 tahun lah. Sebelum tu KRA 5 tahun.
So 8 tahun kesemuanya anda berada di syarikat-syarikat berbeza. So but for your experience, apakah antara kes-kes jual beli rumah yang you rasa puas, meninggalkan kesan yang mendalam?
Oh, puas. Of course, kadang-kadang yang tolong orang yang tak ada rumah, betul-betul dapat rumah, is a bit more fulfilling lah. Pasal ada satu ni dia memang dah try sendiri, dah try agent lain, this and that, tak boleh. Habis dia approach me, then I say, why not? Pasal since dia punya abang atau adik tinggal bersama, why not make him as an owner as well? So in the end dia taruh 4 owner lah total yang dia betul-betul dapat beli rumah. So after that they were like tearing up jugalah, diorang tak percaya yang diorang boleh beli rumah, this and that. And
kenapa dia tak percaya yang dia boleh beli rumah?
So diorang dah try sebelum ni with on their own or with others and all that, tak boleh. Pasal but for me I propose taruh dia punya adik yang nama as owner juga. Pasal total you can have 4 owners. But kena link lah, you tak boleh strangers and all that lah. Kalau you are family, kalau you single you boleh lah beli dengan stranger or whatever. Tapi kalau you are family, you kena beli dengan adik-beradik, boleh as owner jugalah.
I see, I didn't know that.
Maximum 4.
Sebab itulah you kena ada agent. Right, you actually need an agent. Like you boleh baca manual. Macam I ni, kalau I beli perabot, I baca manual, tapi tetap tak jadi perabot tu kan. Like I need someone to fix it for me, right? Because I don't read all the small prints for anything. Tapi orang yang pandai fix tu, dia dah macam ni memang kerja dia untuk betulkan barang tu. Tak baca manual pun dah tahu, okay, this is what you need to do, this akan terjadi, right? So this is why you betul-betul need an agent rumah. Then like okay, I remembered my friend at the beginning of dia punya juga nak jual beli rumah waktu tu lepas cerai kan. So I think after like a few weeks into it, she was like, Fiza, you know what? Tak boleh. I need an agent. Because you don't know all the necessary loopholes, kan? Apakah peraturan yang sebenarnya nampak macam tak boleh, tapi actually dia boleh kalau ada lain. Macam ni, I tak tahu. Macam contohnya you dengan your family think, okay, I tak mampu nak beli rumah, tak mampu nak beli rumah. So this is the thing that I think dalam Fiza O Girlfriends we have said it many times. You rasa you tak mampu nak beli rumah, but actually you mampu, right? You actually mampu because you don't know that rumah tu boleh letak nama 4 orang.
Yeah, total.
I wouldn't know. I would have thought, okay, sebab kita dah besarkan dengan mak bapak di rumah. So kalau mak tak ada CPF, then how are you the whole family nak beli rumah? But actually you can. Kalau mak you combine dengan you, combine dengan adik-beradik, bam,
correct,
boleh beli rumah.
Boleh beli besar, boleh beli jumbo kalau kau tak cukup duit.
Kan? So what happened to the house? So they got a big house?
Yeah, bukan a big house. Before that, they was renting from HDB and all that lah. Then I push them to buy a house of their own, which diorang kata diorang dah berapa lama tak ada rumah sendiri, that kind of thing lah. So they were like really touched lah that I'm able to help them out.
Masya Allah.
So this kind of thing, lagi syok lah. Of course duit pun syok lah kan,
Yeah.
your gaji what.
Yeah.
But this kind is the added thing, satisfaction that I get lah.
Ya. Ya. Dan hari ni I belajar bahawa nama rumah HDB letak nama 4 orang. You feel like, oh, I can ask Azhar Sulaiman yang telah memungkinkan apa yang I thought it was impossible. He helped them. Malahan I was also shocked. Okay, another thing I learned from Azhar was kalau rumah you belum sampai MOP, Azhar can help you. Kalau you feel like tak boleh ya Fiza, aku tinggal Choa Chu Kang, mak aku tinggal Pasir Ris. So it's so hard to shuttle to and fro, tapi rumah aku belum MOP lagi.
Correct.
This guy,
Correct.
he has helped.
Yes.
You pernah tolong kan?
Yes, I have helped. But the thing is that I won't type the thing for you. Pasal banyak my client minta template from me. I don't think it's right lah for me to give you template then you just tukar a bit here and there. I will teach you over the phone. I tell you what kind of reason can use or whatever. No, as long as legit lah. Don't lie about it lah.
Because you also kena protect yourself.
Correct. So, so that's one thing I can teach and guide lah. But I cannot type the things for you lah.
Yeah.
Not right lah for me to do that for you.
Ya. Sebab every story is different.
Correct. Yeah.
Every sebab is different.
Correct. So I tell you what have been successful for my client. I share with you gini. Then you up to you lah. If your situation pun sama, then you write something like that lah.
Ya, betul.
So it's okay kalau let's say ada orang macam takut, aku punya English rabak, tolong ah. The more rabak your English is, the more legit HDB thinks the story is. Correct what? Kalau let's say your English semua bagus, betul ke tak?
I don't know. I've never gone through this. Azhar has gone through so much stuff.
Betul what?
Go and get this guy. Okay, ask Azhar anything. WhatsApp pada Azhar Sulaiman 90444. 8 sifar. Lepas I mention distracted because I got WhatsApp. Someone is telling me, "Hi Fiza, can you please ask Azhar because I have fully paid for my house." So I akan bacakan kiriman rahsia oleh seorang girlfriend yang saya akan tukarkan nama dia. Kau tadi Mary, yang ni tukar apa? Mary
Jane.
Right, Jane. Rahsia oleh Jane. Selepas ini kita akan kongsi tentang Jane yang katanya, Fiza, I have fully paid my house. Jane terpa WhatsApp pada kami 838-0280. Of course nama anda akan kita rahsiakan. Kiriman cerita oleh Jane yang terpa bayar rumah anda sepenuhnya tapi ada masalah rumah. Bayar rumah penuh pun ada masalah rumah. Kadang-kadang we feel like macam mana masalah bertimbul tapi mungkin ada. Cerita oleh Jane selepas ini.
Fiza O and girlfriends. Fiza O and girlfriends. Ikut gaya cara baru to the top, no less. Alam baru, channel baru. Fiza O and girlfriends. Fiza O, Fiza O, Fiza O and girlfriends. Fiza O, Fiza O, Fiza O, Fiza O and girlfriends. Fiza O, Fiza O, Fiza O and girlfriends. Fiza O, Fiza O, Fiza O, Fiza O and girlfriends. Ikut gaya cara baru to the top, no less. Alam baru, channel baru. Fiza O and girlfriends.
Okay, so kiriman dari Jane yang tanyakan soalan kepada kami pada pagi ini menerusi WhatsApp ke 838 dan 0280. Dan ini adalah WhatsApp saya. Kalau awak nak WhatsApp Azhar secara terus, please, I tak ada macam, okay, kalau you nak hubungi Azhar, I'm going to take a card. No, just go straight to him, 900-4480. So, kiriman dari Jane yang hantarkan kita WhatsApp, dia tanyakan, Salam Fiza, I am not sure if I can ask Azhar to advise for this. I dah fully paid my house. My husband dah meninggal dunia 17 tahun lepas and I tak ada sebarang zuriat. But we took care of our nephew, anak saudara kita, anak saudara lelaki lah. Ini adalah anak saudara lelaki arwah husband I. Kita jaga dia dari dia kecil lagi sampai sekarang. Tak ada legal documents semenjak kita jaga dia. But I have taken up a legal lawyer letter untuk rumah HDB untuk dia in case kalau ada apa-apa yang terjadi pada saya. So, kalau anything happens to me, can this house, rumah saya ni diserahkan pada anak saudara arwah suami saya? Atau what will happen to my house if anything happens to me? Thanks in advance, kata Jane, bukan nama sebenar. Jeng. So, Azhar.
Yes.
Apakah pendapat anda sebagai ejen rumah Azhar?
Alright. So this one is a bit more trickier pasal dia ada involve hukum faraid. Kalau tak ada this hukum faraid, of course it's possible and all that lah, but hukum faraid is a bit tricky. So I would love that you contact me directly, WhatsApp me, then I will advise you further lah. Pasal got a few things that I need to know tu juga. Pasal rumah tu whether dah nama you atau it belongs to your husband punya estate. Pun ada few things lah. Pasal kalau meninggal kadang-kadang belongs to dia or it depends on how it is lah.
I see. So this one because Azhar needs more details. Contohnya kalau rumah tu husband you fully paid. So you have fully paid. So mungkin dalam the will, mungkin kalau suami you dah berikan pada you 100%, that means it's yours 100% kan.
100%.
So it depends on many factors right now.
Correct.
Okay, understand. So Jane, I suggest you terus WhatsApp Azhar right now, like right after this, if you can help to transfer it completely to your anak saudara, because like Azhar say, every single story nampak macam sama, tapi it depends on a lot of things.
Correct.
Is it 100% yours or is it 60% yours?
Correct. Pasal hukum faraid depends on a lot of things. Your adik-beradik, your mak bapak ada lagi ke tak? No, your adik-beradik. You say tak ada anak, fine. Tapi your adik-beradik ada lagi ke tak? So they can claim for it because it's hukum faraid. So it really depends a bit more lah.
Yeah. Actually, hukum faraid is very tricky.
Yeah, very tricky. Even the calculation you need, I need like special calculator to really
A
calculate.
special calculator. Oh,
Correct.
wow. So yeah, please. Because you need to calculate a lot of things. So I really hope, of course, you can protect your house. But bila you jaga anak saudara you dari kecil ni, dia macam anak. Kan? I've heard this quote before. Okay, I'm just quoting a quote. Feeling like someone is your child is not necessarily you giving birth to that person, but it's when you raise that child. You rasa macam dekat, walaupun you tak lahirkan dia physically, but you sayang dia macam anak. Kan? So of course you nak tinggalkan dia harta when you are no longer around or something happens to you. I truly believe, I truly rasa macam tersentuh dengan apa yang Jane kongsi. So Jane, WhatsApp Azhar Sulaiman. Okay, I will.
Then on top of that, there's a way to work around this hukum faraid. What I know is there are two ways lah. One way is by hibah, meaning by gift. So you just write that you are gifting him something. Another way is IOU, or basically you taruh in on paper that you owe this anak saudara a sum of money. So when you meninggal, this rumah kena jual, then you kena bayar debt hutang dulu, baru ikut hukum faraid. So there are a few ways to work around it jugalah, this hukum faraid thing.
Ada a couple of ways to work around it.
Around it.
Okay, again, I really think Azhar will give you the more customized. Sebab ada benda yang Azhar tak boleh bagi tahu you because it needs your details.
Correct.
Dah nanti bocor rahsia-rahsia you yang tertentu kan. So WhatsApp Azhar right now. Azhar ada viewing malam ni, so might as well sekali Harung. Gitu tiba 900 44480. His number is so easy to memorize, and this is betul-betul Azhar punya phone number. Doesn't belong to any other assistant ke apa. Ni betul-betul nombor telefon Azhar Sulaiman. So another question Azhar, kita ada question dari Zul. So Zul is saying this, I have a question. My friend is single, that he has his own HDB flat. Jauhkanlah if he passed away. So kalau dia meninggal, must the process go through faraid, or can he still can he will the proceeds from his property to whoever he wishes? Ni macam serupa dengan apa yang tadi dikongsi.
Correct.
Considering he has adik-beradik from the same father but different mother. Ni kuat kirakan kan? Dia tu kuat, and he wishes his siblings untuk dapat untung juga. So dia nak juga adik-beradik dia dapat untung daripada harta dia lah kalau dia meninggal ataupun perkara yang tak diingini berlaku pada dia. Kiriman dari Zul tentang kawan dia yang single. So Azhar.
Yeah, same thing lah like tadi I was saying. That too related. To avoid the hukum faraid, you have to set hibah, a gift, atau set IOU lah, like hutang. So anything happen to him, kena bayar all this hibah dengan hutang dulu, baru ikut hukum faraid. Lepas hukum faraid, baru will. So will is at the bottom lah. So you cannot just will it like that. Kalau kita Islam lah. So yalah, like I say, just set black and white lah about this the hibah and the IOU atau hutang. Ini
adalah kirakan macam benda-benda yang very customized. Jadi anda boleh of course WhatsApp pada Azhar Sulaiman ask Azhar anything dan mungkin soalan yang telah pun Zul tadi tanyakan serupa dengan apa yang Jane tadi tanyakan. Oh, thanks Fiza. Yes, I have done the hibah. Oh, kata seperti yang kata dengan ustaz ni, so dia dah buat hibah semua ni dah.
Okay.
Anyway, I will contact Azhar directly. Thank you so much. Thank you Jane for asking, and I feel like there's no shame in asking because it's so important to get help kan. Oh, ada pengalaman ni cerita lain. Sis, I pernah kena tipu sis dengan agencies 17 tahun lepas. Dia dah pergi haji, rumah tak jual-jual. Kejap-kejap minta saya sampaikan dapat ejen lain dapat terjual. Oh, ini adalah cerita mungkin pengalaman buruk beliau lah dengan ejen-ejen berbeza. Dia macam apa tak? Dia macam kalau kita juga beli barang tak semua barang tu adalah sama kan. Jadi kita doakan semoga anda akan dapat bertemu dengan ejen bertauliah. Sebab itulah saya highly recommend. Ini saya dah bekerjasama dengan Azhar dah bukan setakat berapa minggu, sebulan dua, dah almost half a year, more than half a year right now. And dia dah membantu begitu ramai sangat. Ini adalah buktinya Azhar bekerja keras and he has won award. So seorang ejen yang top ejen yang dah menang macam-macam award dah terbukti membantu ramai sangat para pelanggan beliau sejauh ini. Dia adalah Propnex top 1 HDB Transsector, Propnex 4th HDB Transsector, Propnex 5th exclusive lister. Untuk dapat mencapai anugerah-anugerah ini bererti you're not sitting on your job.
Yeah.
Right? So saya inginkan anda untuk dapat memiliki agent yang nak yang terbaik untuk anda. So hubungi agent Azhar Sulaiman. So any other stories? Ada soalan lain? Kalau ada soalan lain, yang terakhir mungkin kita akan tanyakan pada Azhar hari ini. Jangan bimbang, we will listen to your story, not judge your story. Anda boleh tanyakan terus soalan anda kepada kami. Dan nama-nama anda kita akan rahsiakan. So WhatsApp terus ke 838-90280 tentang kalau anda sebab tadi adalah seorang adalah single, ada rumah HDB sendiri, takut kalau apa terjadi rumah tu boleh tak diserahkan pada adik-beradik ya. Yang ni pula ada rumah nak serahkan pada anak saudara, macam mana kan. So tanyakan pada kami apakah soalan-soalan anda dalam Ask Agent Azhar Sulaiman ya. Ask Azhar anything. WhatsApp ke 838-90280 ataupun emailkan kepada saya ke alamat iaitu hello@fizaoandgirlfriends.com ataupun tinggalkan saja di bahagian comment section di live chat YouTube ataupun di comment section di Facebook. And kita kembali selepas ini Fiza O and Girlfriends.
Tengok dia, penampilan kau sepenuhnya. Setiap langkah bertenaga, semua tenganga melihatnya. Usah kau rasa bimbang, mereka akan membuat kau bahagia. Let's get ready now untuk terima. Fiza O and Girlfriends, 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 Girlfriends, sekarang tak macam dulu. Biar semua orang tahu cerita benar berlaku. Usah kau rasa bimbang, mereka akan membuat kau bahagia. Let's get ready now untuk terima. Fiza O and Girlfriends, 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 Fiza O and Girlfriends.
Fiza O and Girlfriends, dan dengan cerita yang terakhir sejauh ini yang kami akan terus kongsi dengan anda, ini adalah kiriman email yang telah pun DM di Instagram saya yang telah pun dikirimkan oleh seorang girlfriend yang saya katakan namanya tadi Mary, yang ni Jane, dan yang ni perempuan juga
Jill.
Alright, Jill. So, salam Fiza. I think it's about time that I rasa I nak kongsi masalah I dengan you. So, I live with my parents. I am the youngest in the family. So, my mom and dad, they are in their 70s right now. So rumah kita ni masih lagi sedang dibayar because we bought an old house many years ago. Dan now I am left with nak bayar hutang untuk hutang rumah for my dad because he's no longer working. And now I also nak kahwin, Fiza. I also nak kahwin and I also will want to have my own house. How do I help my parents and at the same time for me to think about my life should I tell but my parents tak nak jual rumah ni because they say diorang dah selesa dengan location, dah selesa sebab rumah kita ni dekat dengan masjid, rumah kita pun dekat dengan macam-macam kedai. So I don't know what to do because I tahu nanti bila I dah mula untuk move out and have my own life and family, I takut kau tak mampu untuk nak bayar duit bulanan untuk rumah kita sekarang ni. So Fiza, please, I don't know what to do right now. Can you please ask Azhar what is my next step for my parents and for myself?
Hello. Okay, so basically I will ask berapa bilik rumah tu. So very likely ada at least ada dua bilik tidur lah. So I would recommend to move on with your life, beli another house with you and your husband. But that house, if possible, if can rent it out, the bilik lah. So at least you get your monthly payment covered, you know. That is one. Because sometimes the concern is tak nak takut anything happen to your mom and dad and all that. But choose the right one lah. Choose perempuan muda and all that. Because ultimately you pun tak nak dorang sorang-sorang kat rumah juga, you know. So having a tenant can in a way tengok your parents sikit lah. Tak banyak but sikit lah. It can be useful juga atau you know, like yeah. Then
I don't know yeah. Kadang-kadang this type of conversation can be very difficult untuk tell your parents yang dah lanjut usia, because in this old age dorang pun tak nak orang asing tinggal dengan rumah mereka kan.
Right, yeah.
So it's basically a very difficult conversation.
Correct.
And sometimes you need to bring in a third party. And this terfikir tau, because I tengah fikir like if I was to tell my parents sewakan bilik, and then they were like seumur hidup kita, contoh mereka tak ada pembantu rumah, mereka tak ada pernah, you know, basically have anyone that stays with them. So untuk mereka this is tak boleh buat tau, and it's very difficult to have that kind of conversation. So I rasa Jill, thank you for sharing with us a story, and what Azhar said is right. Untuk you have to eventually ada orang sewa bilik, jadi bilik tu punya duit boleh awak roll over untuk jadikan duit untuk bayar rumah. Right?
Correct, that's one
yang awak katakan.
That's one. Then of course yalah, to oversee your parents sikit, you know, you never know. Then the other one, but I wouldn't recommend this, is the lease buyback program by HDB. So what is it all about? You basically jual your remaining lease to HDB for a sum of money lah. I don't recommend it pasal HDB marah lah, bayar tak muai lah. I feel tak correct. You lagi dapat lebih kalau you sewakan lah. So but if they really tak nak keluar daripada situ and they really need the money and all that, you jual your lease balik kepada HDB. The downside lah I say lah, memang diorang bayar quite rendah for this. And number two, anything happen to the house or whatever, you tak boleh jual to open market, you kena jual balik ke HDB.
It's called lease buyback.
Correct. So two options lah for you lah, for this case lah. Pasal another option, I would rather both of you jual that rumah, buy a bigger house with your ini, but if they don't want to move out, then these two lah the option that you have.
A jumbo flat.
Jumbo flat ke apa kan, at least you can still tengok dorang and still have a separate house or what, that kind of thing lah. So jumbo flat kadang-kadang boleh buat 2 pintu kan, then okay lah.
Boleh?
Yang ada lah, not all, but some ada 2 pintunya type.
That's interesting.
So parents one
Azhar,
side.
can you find for us, Azhar?
Can, why not?
Tiba-tiba je aku macam Azhar, can you find for us? Then make it 2. Tiba aku make it 2. So thank you Jill untuk tanyakan pada kami. But I never thought about that jumbo flat option. Sebab dia macam separate house tapi sama.
Correct.
Sebab you boleh partition,
so ada separate.
Keluar masuk pun lain. So it's like having, dia macam berjiran tau. Kan dulu-dulu kan macam, kau tahu macam rumah-rumah lama, nanti sini tinggal nenek, sini mak dia, sini mak cik dia, sini sepupu dia. Dia kan rumah kan. Lepas tu tingkat 8 makcik tinggal seorang, tingkat 3 pakcik. Kan dia macam beraya satu blok So jumbo flat is probably give you that kind of feel, tapi you partition. Kan you can choose not to like see every day also. Correct, kan.
Correct. So it's healthier lah, like I say, nak kena ada separation. So jumbo ada boleh buat macam tu, ada 2 pintu lah, but not all, like I say, ada yang ada 2 pintu, so it's fine.
Oh, that's interesting. Thank you, Azhar. Okay, last question. Kami akan jawab soalan daripada Arnida. Salam Fiza Jo Azhar. I am a single parent. Betul ke I perlu untuk engage lawyer? If anything happens to me, the house will automatically belong to my son. My son dah 18 tahun.
Correct. You need to engage lawyer pasal your son tak boleh automatically dapat pasal dia baru 18 tahun. Plus yalah dia kena 21 lah. Kalau dia nak automatically dapat kena dia 21 and he is to be as owner. Kalau dia bukan owner dia tak automatically dapat lah. Plus dia 18 dia cannot own any property yet.
So kena tunggu 3 tahun lah.
Correct in a way.
Yeah. Untuk tak gunakan lawyer when he's 21.
Kalau 21 tak nak gunakan lawyer dia kena as owner then dia automatically dapat lah if anything happen to you.
Untuk waktu ni if you're living, because we don't know kan, so you need a lawyer untuk apa? Untuk will kan.
Ni will like I mention lah, ni tak, kalau hukum faraid dia tak boleh will aja kena hukum faraid dulu then the rest. Tapi for this case I think it looks like dia ada satu anak aja. Then but the thing is ni nanti dia akan check hukum faraid, dia check everything apa dia punya bapak berapa, dia bapak siapa, you know, bapak dia ada this and that, you know, your parents ada ke tak, no, it will goes to all this place lah. But you still need a lawyer to, like I mentioned tadi, hibah atau IOU atau hutang. You can just put your son punya nama lah, so everything goes to him.
So literally we have asked Azhar a lot of things today and he can answer everything. Sebab Azhar telah pun terbukti membantu beribu warga Singapura sejauh ini. So thank you Azhar for answering so many questions for us today. Ini adalah antara lagi anugerah-anugerah yang terpun Azhar miliki. Trainer. Beliau bukan setakat seorang ejen rumah tapi beliau juga adalah trainer untuk Prop Next. Jadi beliau melatih dan melatihkan the next generation of real estate agents, dan juga beliau adalah top 1% Prop Next producer, 5th exclusive lister, 4th HDB transactor, antara anugerah yang telah pun Azhar Sulaiman miliki. So I'm leaving you with very good hands dengan agent Azhar Sulaiman. So thank you Azhar, dan kita akan adakan lagi segmen Ask Azhar Anything. I'll update you again, dan once again thank you Azhar Sulaiman. WhatsApp dia sekarang juga 900-444-80. Selamat hari Jumaat dan kita doakan semoga hari Jumaat ni kalau ada antara anda dibebani oleh masalah rumah, masalah hutang, masalah keluarga, masalah duit, masalah apa, semoga dipermudahkan Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala dan semoga dilapangkan dada anda dan juga diluaskan peluang-peluang yang lebih besar lagi untuk anda dapat see the light. Apakah mungkin langkah terbaik untuk anda? Any last words Azhar?
Amin.
Amin. Literally the last word
Amin. Itu ya doa lah.
Itulah aku macam amin. Oh okay amin. Amin ya rabbal alamin. So see you pada minggu depan untuk rancangan ditaja oleh Azhar Sulaiman sekali lagi. Fiza O and girlfriends out.
Tengok dia, penampilan kau sepenuhnya. Setiap langkah bertenaga, semua tenganga melihatnya. Pusaka